So maybe I'm like high maintenance. I'm the problem. Obviously, you guys listen to Taylor Swift. It's me. I'm the problem.
Farmer Wants a Wife Brandon Rogers chose Grace Girard at the end of the season. That makes 3 out of the 4 farmers that found love. However, Grace and Brandon didn't work out, and he was here to tell us why.
So you can only spend so much time together during filming, and you do get a lot of time together, but it's never really one-on-one time. You're kind of always with the group of women spending time together in a group. So do you really know who they are off camera, quote unquote?
Stick around because I also talked to Farmer Ty, who ended up choosing neither of his women at the end. There's a lot more where that came from at the end, so go on and stick around. Or if you can't wait, then I did leave the time codes in the description. Backing up a minute, here's what Brandon was looking for ahead of going into the show.
Yeah, for sure location. I kind of just wanted to find somebody that wasn't doing the same thing that I'm doing, as well as the opportunity that, like, when I'm not farming in the winter and it's my off season, like, good places to travel kind of deal, So in theory, looked at places that I would enjoy visiting, as well as, kind of the things that they like to do, if they were in tune with their family and kind of their lifestyle, if they were active. I'm into boating, golfing, outdoors. Being in Colorado, you do everything outside when, even in the winter. So finding somebody that likes the outdoors was pretty important as well for me.
Interesting that you said you didn't want to find someone who lived a similar life than you did. Like you wanted, so why is that?
As a farmer, your income is very, it's not like having an 8 to 5 at the bank. If you go to work at 8, you go home at 5, you make the same money every day that you're at your job. Farming is totally volatile. It's all over. The market changes year to year. So your income's not the same. So finding somebody that isn't necessarily a farmer, even though that's a good match, and there are a lot of amazing farm women out there, I'm all about expanding my portfolio.
Brandon says it was after filming, when normal life started up, that their lives weren't exactly lining up.
So you can only spend so much time together during filming, and you do get a lot of time together, but it's never really one-on-one time. You're kind of always with the group of women spending time together in a group. So do you really know who they are off camera, quote unquote? And there's nothing wrong with Grace, but I do feel like she has a phenomenal job that she really loves and she really prides herself in. And so I just really didn't feel like that connection was so strong that I would invite her to leave that job, possibly to try it out. She probably has other feelings. I think she was more invested than I was, but just knowing how invested I was and how I felt, there's a little bit of conflict of interest in who we are as a person and our hobbies, and she kind of thrives herself on being a dive bar girly, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not much of a drinker. So when she's like, what are we doing this week? You want to go to the dive bar? I'm probably like, probably not.
After this response, it got me thinking. And I just went ahead and asked my very forward question. Just when you were saying earlier, hey, I want someone who is career driven, who is obviously,
I know it.
Obviously she is, do you maybe realize okay, yes, I do want someone driven like that, but with the caveat of being able to it's maybe not their main driver.
Yeah. That's hard. And it's a great question. It's tough. Because I just said I want a woman that has a job and a career, and that's what I need in a woman, or would like. And then I'm like, Grace has a good job. I guess there's a certain part where, kind of going back on our first part of this, they say, when you know, right? And I didn't felt like I knew that was my person. There were some lingering. So maybe it's not even the job. Maybe that's just my sweet scapegoat. I do still feel like I want somebody that has something that they want to do and a job, but with the theory that in this day and age, there's a lot of great jobs that let you work remotely. So maybe I'm high maintenance. I'm the problem. Obviously, you guys listen to Taylor Swift. It's me. I'm the problem.
I do want to set the record straight. There's no bad blood here. It sounds like they're still good friends.
she probably was more let down. But I think if you can communicate well, you can be on the same page eventually. And so I do appreciate the friendship that we have, that we've stayed in contact. We've talked about going and catching like a Wisconsin football game here next fall or something and staying friends, but I just didn't feel like that was my lifelong partner.
Now let's talk about a couple that did work out. Farmer Mitchell and Sydney are just the cutest. We were actually their first interview, and y'all, it was a delight. I've got the link to that video in the description below, but I had them play the couples challenge game, and if this doesn't make you fall in love with them, I don't know what will. Who apologizes first? Who is better at tagging a cow?
I know what you did.
I know what you did.
Okay.
Who said I love you first, if you have said that? Who is messier? Who is more romantic? Who is more stubborn?
I swear.
Who calls or texts more? Who is a better cook? Who is better at shooting a deer? Who is more patient?
What did you put?
And who is more likely to never be on time?
Who did you say was more patient?
I think I did.
You said you were more
But
patient
I'll
than
take
me.
that back. I'll reverse there. I think you're right. No,
Don't take that. Hit that thumbs up button if you just love Farmer Wants a Wife. Heck, while you're at it, go on and comment your favorite farmer. And while you're typing, I'll remind you that we just dropped new merch, including this super cool doormat. Head on over to the Taste of Country store to check it out. Now for Farmer Ty and why he ended up alone.
What I'm looking for in somebody, it's still the same. It is, somebody that I can, share this time in my life with. At times I wonder if it's just a little bit too much. Do I need to change some things? Do I need to, I don't know. We're all looking for something, and I think whenever that person walks into our lives and we find that, then that's exactly what we know and what we need.